Welcome to the EnviroGuard Non-Contaminated Pillow Replacement Recycling Buyback Program. This program is specific to pillows that are not contaminated, have become damaged in the field, or have reached their end of life. During this presentation, the terms non-contaminated, damaged, and end of life will be explained in further detail. Although there are many more benefits than we have listed here, these are the most common benefits that have been described to us by our customers that are participating in this program. The EnviroGuard spill containment systems are unsurpassed in the industry for their level of testing and certification. This documentation is provided with every shipment that is sent to every one of our customers. It is important to note that these certifications are based on an entire system, not just one individual piece. Any modification, substitution, or removal of any product that is not an EnviroGuard product will void any of the warranties and certifications that are provided. One very common question that we address on a regular basis is, can I use EnviroGuard's neutralization and absorption pillows, either the standard or the deluxe, in an existing spill containment system that I have, but the spill containment system is not an EnviroGuard spill containment system? And will I get any sort of level of certification with that particular pillow replacement? The answer to that question is simply yes. This is why we emphasize continuing to use or switch to using EnviroGuard's neutralization and absorption pillows for the highest level of risk mitigation. Annual, semi-annual, and quarterly inspections of the spill containment systems and the pillows in particular have proven to be most beneficial. This is commonly done when the batteries themselves are being maintained. The largest benefit of implementing these preventative maintenance procedures is because it identifies any potential issue, which therefore translates to a lower cost of removal and replacement. Customer participation in the replacement recycling program has helped eliminate costly disposal fees. In one case study, over $10,000 was spent just for the disposal of pillows, which could have been recycled. This did not include the labor cost nor the replacement cost of the pillows. By following the simple procedures that we have outlined for the replacement recycling program, customers can be assured that they will maintain the chain of custody and documentation as well as receive a certificate of recycling for the pillows. Replacement recycling credits are prorated based on the amount of time that the pillows have been in place and when they're going to be replaced. Our customers give us positive feedback about the program we've put in place for them for the replacement and recycling so they can help reduce their corporate carbon footprint. There are 4 basic stages to the warranty recycling management process. The first step is staging or job prep. It is very important to ensure that the pillows are not left outside and are covered and are not exposed to any inclement temperatures or moisture at any time during the staging and the job preparation. Since in most cases the pillows are the last thing to go in after the racks have been installed and the batteries have been installed and the spill containment have been installed, it is very important to make sure that the constant control of the environment where the pillows are stored and located is maintained according to the warranty guidelines. The next phase is the setup and the installation. The details of these procedures are outlined in every one of our setup instructions. Step 3 is life cycle management. Now, we've already spoke about annual, semi-annual, and quarterly preventative maintenance inspections, which are critical, but just as important is a constant environment control. The ambient temperature and humidity are critical to a battery's life. They are also just as critical to the life of a pillow. And finally, in the life cycle management is the service contractor awareness of how their actions affect the longevity of the pillows themselves. Once the pillows have reached their end of use, it is very important to profile the pillow based on the condition, determine if they can be recycled, and then of course implement a proper disposal procedure according to the situation. In this slide, we are showing you some of the most common causes of pillow damages. In the upper right-hand corner, you will see a pillow that was installed in 1998. This pillow is still fully functional and is maintained in a reasonably controlled environment. Because the EnviroGuard pillows are designed to neutralize and absorb, humidity will play a factor if the humidity levels are very high, because the pillows will absorb humidity just as they will absorb liquids. Depending on the location, rodents and insects also become an issue and can tear into the covers. Another factor we see is improper or excessive handling as well as relocation. But by far, the most common thing that we see is the damage during battery replacements. It is recommended that when a battery is being replaced or a string of batteries is being replaced, that the pillows are replaced at the same exact time. Simply put, this is because a pillow, once it's manufactured, becomes alive, just like a battery. It's constantly working, looking for moisture and the need to absorb as well as neutralize. And any product that is constantly working will eventually reach its end of life, just like a battery will. So therefore, when it's time to replace the batteries, it's time to replace the pillows. Another common thing we see is pillows being stood on during battery maintenance, or ladders being placed directly on top of pillows in order to perform battery maintenance. This is easily preventable by simply moving the pillows out of the way carefully, performing the maintenance, and then replacing them when done. As stated in the life cycle management, storing the pillows in a damp environment or outdoors during the initial job prep is also a problem. The pillows should not be vacuumed. This is commonly seen in a room that has undergone some sort of construction and debris is falling onto the pillows. In some situations, certain lighting can have an effect, and as well as battery watering, where the batteries are overwatered and they drip down onto the pillows. If this occurs, then the pillows need to be replaced as well. To give you a little bit of product familiarization, we've outlined a couple of our standard pillows. The NAB pill, which is predominantly used for the flooded lead acid batteries, our VRLA pad, which is used for valve regulated lead acid, and our SOX, which is designed for both FLA and VRLA. We also have a KOH for nickel cadmium systems. The tag colors for the NAB pills can be orange and they can also be blue. The older ones are orange and our more recent ones are blue. The yellow will always be a KOH. Approximate weight of a standard NAB pill is 3 pounds. It's 12 inches by 12 inches. The SOX are 4 inches by 24. And depending on what type of pillow, it'll either neutralize and absorb 2 quarts, 0.6 quarts, or 1 quart of electrolyte. A key indication on an inspection point is if you see a pillow with a orange tag on it that is in a flooded application or a valve regulated application, chances are that pillow is close to or running close to its end of life and should be inspected immediately. To better understand the composition of a pillow, we've put together this pictorial. First, you can see that there's the absorption material, which is the casing. Then you'll see a serialized tag. Every single pillow has a specific serial number to it for traceability and control tracking, along with the UL recognized symbol on it, as well as a born on date. Many people want to see, oh, I wonder what's inside the pillow. It's very simple. There are 3 chemical compounds which are put inside: a neutralizer, an absorbent, and a coloring agent. These are the components that make up our Nutrisorb. Any one of these components being adversely affected during the life cycle management process can cause a pillow to become contaminated and not eligible for the recycling program. What this means is that if a pillow is subject to high moisture, high humidity, then the absorbent agent is no longer in the chemical state in which it was manufactured, and therefore we cannot recycle that pillow. If the neutralizer has been affected in any way, again, we cannot recycle that pillow. If the pillows become discolored and the coloring agent is activated, chances are either the neutralizer or the absorbent has also been activated. This is a key indicator that the pillow is contaminated to some degree. During the evaluation process, control samples will be taken throughout the systems and sent to a lab to ensure that all of the pillows and socks are eligible for recycling. A control number will be issued and the results will be shared with all parties involved. The pillow replacement recycling model is actually quite easy. It starts with initial notification, letting us know that there is a site that potentially is eligible for a pillow replacement and recycling. We will assess the situation over the phone. We will then send the material inspection and evaluation form. During this process, we will gather additional information such as pictures and establish a profile to further identify exactly what conditions exist. Provided that the pillows are acceptable for recycling, an RMA will be issued with the replacement purchase order. At that time, all credits and freight will be determined for the inbound and the outbound shipment. The replacement shipment will go out with the special recycle boxes that contain a poly bag inside of them, as well as additional instructions on the packaging requirements to prepare the shipment for the recycling facility. Once the new pillows have arrived on site, the pillows scheduled for recycling will be placed into the boxes that the new pillows came into. This is done simultaneously. The shipment is then prepared as per instructions and will be sent to the closest recycling facility. Once the shipment is received, it will be processed within 72 hours for initial inspection, and once completely recycled, the certificate of recycling will be issued to the end user, as well as all applicable credits. Step 1 of the process is a material inspection and evaluation form, as you see here. The customer will complete this form with all the details as outlined within the form and send it back to EnviroGuard at EnviroGuard.com or recycling@EnviroGuard.com. As in all documentation, it is extremely important that every bit of information requested be filled out on this form and sent back to EnviroGuard. The next step is to complete the pillow profile for the non-contaminated recycling pillows. This form was created in conjunction with one of our waste stream management partners and clearly depicts what kind of pillow is eligible for the replacement recycling program. This form is pre-filled out. The only information needed is the end user's name, which is in section 1, as well as the signature verifying that the conditions are as stated within the profile itself. Once this form is complete, it can be sent back to EnviroGuard or recycling@enviroguard.com. Here we have a representation of what the EnviroGuard recycling boxes look like. These boxes are easily distinguished between our standard boxes, which are white. These are simply craft plain in color. They are made of 100% recyclable material, and these boxes will also be recycled. These are the boxes that will contain your new pillows and your replacement shipment, and these are the boxes that the old pillows designed for recycling will be packaged in. There is a liner inside of these boxes that the pillows for recycling will be packed into. It is important to adhere to the shipping instructions that are contained within in order to avoid any issue down the road once the pillows reach the recycling facility. Pillows that are not packaged in these specific boxes will not be accepted at the facility unless extenuating circumstances exist and written exception has been made. As you can see here in step 4 of the pillow replacement and repackaging, the new pillows will arrive inside of the boxes as shown. These pillows are installed into the containment system, while the pillows that are being removed and recycled will be placed into the plastic bags and stuck back into the recycling boxes as previously discussed. The boxes will be taped up and secured, placed on a pallet, shrunk wrapped, marked with the proper identifying markings, and sent to the facility as predetermined. In most cases, 10 pillows for replacement will be inside of one box, but only 8 pillows average are able to be placed back into the boxes, which is why it's important to identify the total quantity so additional boxes are sent with the replacement shipment. EnviroGuard currently has 2 recycling facilities, one located on the West Coast and one located on the East Coast. The one on the West Coast is located in Reno, Nevada, and the one on the East Coast is located in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Depending on your location, this is where the shipments will be sent to once approved. Once the replacement and recycling shipment has been received at the recycling facility and processed and no problems were found, a certificate of recycling will be issued to the end user validating the fact that they have recycled the quantity. This identification will also show a lot number, date, and location from where the pillows came from. EnviroGuard will retain a copy of this certificate of recycling as well. As with all of its products, EnviroGuard offers additional awareness and product training for facility management, on-site technicians, service groups, and contract service providers. These are typically performed via webinar or lunch and learns. For more information concerning the pillow replacement, recycling, and buyback program, please contact EnviroGuard at 1-800-206-9884 or on the web at www.enviroguard.com.